8 years in office and lots of decisions. Does President Obama have any regrets? Well, we couldn't ask him directly, but he has spoken about regrets in the past. Here's a few of them. Libya. Last year, a Fox News host asked Obama a simple question.
Worst mistake?
Probably failing to plan for the day after what I think was the right thing to do in intervening in Libya.
Obama told The Atlantic magazine he misjudged two things. First, how much tribal divisions would play a role in post-Gaddafi Libya. And second, how little he'd be able to rely on France and the UK to help rebuild the country. Of course, those governments didn't quite see it that way. Guns. A lot of mass shootings happened on Obama's watch. Here he is in 2015 talking to the BBC.
The one area where I feel that I've been most frustrated and most stymied, we do not have sufficient common sense gun safety laws, even in the face of repeated mass killings.
Partisanship. Here's the president a year ago giving his last State of the Union speech.
It's one of the few regrets of my presidency that the rancor and suspicion between the parties has gotten worse instead of better. I have no doubt a president with the gifts of Lincoln or Roosevelt might have better bridged the divide.
Now, funnily enough, on this issue, Obama really seems to compare himself to his predecessors. The president later told Vanity Fair that maybe he could have gotten more done if he'd had the genius of Abraham Lincoln, the charm of FDR, the energy of Teddy Roosevelt, or the legislative acumen of LBJ. Guantanamo. Obama campaigned on a promise to close the Guantanamo Bay prison. Of course, it's still open. And President-elect Trump wants to keep it that way.
And we're going to load it up with some bad dudes, believe me, we're going to load it up.
So when a 7th grader in Ohio asked Obama what he wished he'd done differently on his first day in office,
I think I would have closed Guantanamo on the first day. I didn't because at that time, as you'll recall, we had a bipartisan agreement that it should be closed. And I thought that we had enough consensus there that we could do it in a more deliberate fashion.
Finally, Syria. Syria, Obama has said, haunts him constantly. But he told Vanity Fair that he doesn't necessarily regret how he's handled the conflict. Still, he said, quote, "I do ask myself, was there something that we hadn't thought of? Was there some move that is beyond what was being presented to me that maybe a Churchill could have seen, or an Eisenhower might have figured out?" No doubt President Obama will reflect on his decisions for the rest of his life. So will we, and so will history.